Hello, my name is Anya Singh, and I'm zooming in from Los Gatos, California, which is right outside San Jose here in the Bay Area. I'm going to be talking about the research I conducted with Polygence in the fall of 2022. My project was a set of blogs centered around mental health of youth populations and how different factors can affect it. I decided to dive into this topic because I wanted to create more accessible resources for teenagers by writing in an easy to understand format, blogs, and giving applicable solutions for their problem. I began my research by narrowing down my focus to a few specific topics: mental health on minority youth populations, mental health effects on student athletes, and a piece titled How to Survive Finals Week. Each article addressed different ways that teenagers' mental health is affected by different factors throughout their lives and also gives research proven ways to combat these issues. To begin my process, my mentor Tatiana and I would discuss an outline of how we wanted each of the articles to go. I discovered that articles should both be highly informative and well researched, while still containing everyday language. A big goal of mine with my articles was to not only offer facts, but also offer advice for those struggling with mental health issues. For my research, I used websites like Google Scholar, the CDC, and the American Psychological Association for the basis of a lot of my research. I also used a website called Elicit, which helped me find research articles through artificial intelligence aided search engine. With all of these different sources, I was able to compile well-detailed and well-researched articles. And also, I was able to find interesting data and find different ways to help teenagers address the issues which were most prevalent throughout the readings. Some research included for those feeling stressed out from finals to take nature walks or hikes, and for those dealing with mental health issues of all kinds to not be afraid to reach out for help. The article I want to focus on the most was my article titled How Minoritized Youth Populations Get Impacted by Mental Health More Severely. What does that really mean? I can imagine a lot of people asking. I focused on three minority groups: those living with disabilities, those living below the poverty line, and women. Children and teenagers who experience these types of hardships on average have more mental health issues, such as depression, anxiety, and behavioral issues, among many others. They can also encounter barriers when trying to seek help or resources from the healthcare system because clinics often have rigid operating hours and they can have inadequate insurance coverage. I'm especially passionate about all the topics I chose because they relate to something I've either experienced or observed in my day-to-day life. I'm a part of many minorities, and I'm around others who are as well. And with doing this research, I felt that I was better able to understand the struggles that many teenagers go through. The research I was able to do was insightful, and I'm thankful I was able to share it. I published my piece on how mental health affects minority youth populations differently to the Research Archives of Rising Scholars, and I'm currently in the process of sharing my other two articles. Polygence was able to help me improve my research skills, my writing skills, as well as my self-confidence to be able to share my work with the world rather than keep it to myself. To wrap it all up, my project was focused on how youth populations get impacted by different factors and how each factor impacts the group differently. My research was primarily focused on how different stressors can affect teenagers' lives, and I also wanted to create ways for them to mitigate and de-stress from what they are feeling. As a reminder, mental health affects everyone, no matter who you are. Make sure to value it just as much as physical health and take care of yourself. Thank you so much for listening.